Well, good morning from McKenzie Mountain. I am trying to do this live. I'm not very comfortable with these live videos for a number of reasons, but going to give it a shot this morning. It is the 31st of March. So, last day of this month. It actually happens that today marks the first anniversary of our being here in Republic. My son Caleb, he moved up here in, I believe it was the very first of February. We came to help him move, and then we came up for Easter services a year ago today. Brother Seth Mao candidated for the pastorate at Bible Baptist Church in Puyallup, and they called him. And at the same time, we joined Liberty Baptist Church today, March 31st. It was Easter last year, and we joined it. We joined Liberty Baptist Church last year, March 31st. Took us a couple of weeks after that to get ourselves moved up here. You know, we had the fifth wheel down there. I had to finalize the sale of our house in Puyallup, get that taken care of. And after the house was sold, hello there. After the house was sold, then we moved our fifth wheel up here to Gold Mountain RV Park, where we stayed until August. And well, I think it was the last week of July that we moved up here onto McKenzie Mountain. And so it's been here. We've been here a year now, and an experience for sure. It has been just an absolute experience to be here. It's 39 degrees today, so it's pretty nice. But I'm sitting on our tractor right now, underneath the canopy that we've got a shelter for the tractor because it's rained. Last night we had quite the storm. We live right here. McKenzie Mountain is on the very north end of the San Poyo Valley. And we could hear, just as we went to bed last night, about 10 o'clock, we could hear the wind start to howl up the valley. And it barreled right past you. We could hear it in our trailer. We were in bed by this time. We heard it barrel past our RV and then just head on back north, and then it was gone just as soon as it came. And then it rained all night long. It rained like crazy. Almost, you're in India. Wow, long ways from here. So Washington State. Anyway, so then it rained like crazy all night long. And at about 2:30, there was a huge explosion. That does happen here on a regular basis. There's the loud explosions like that, but not usually at late night like that. The transformer, the substation is right down the road from here, and just right down the road. And so you hear when things happen there, but it wasn't the power. In fact, when I heard the explosion, I looked to see if power went out in town. It did not. And so then, so listen, I hate Canada. I live right next to, we're 30 miles south of the Canadian border, and I actually like going to Canada. I don't know what's going to happen anymore up there. I have no idea what'll happen. I just got my new passport. I had to renew it. And so I just got it renewed. And my wife and I like to go up there to Canada to restaurants and so forth in that area. And so we'll just see what happens with all the stuff going on there now. Politics is different than here, but okay. So anyway, that explosion. The other thing, a lot of explosions go on in here. Some of it is gold mining, and they're getting ready to open up a new gold mine just outside of town, north of town a little bit. And so they're getting ready to do that. But I can't imagine that they would have been blowing up things at 2:30 in the morning. I don't know. Anyway, I live in Canada. Leave your hating to yourself. Yeah, hating is not a good thing to do. There are some things I dislike about everywhere, but no reason to hate anybody. So anyway, the day today, we've got a few things going on. It is, like I say, we've been here a year, and which means after a year living here, it's time for my wife to change her cancer team. And so we've been traveling this whole year. We've been traveling to the cancer team that's in Tacoma, Washington, and because of her cancer doctor is retiring, and because of that and the long drive and so forth, we felt like moving her cancer team from Tacoma, which is 6 hours away, to Spokane, which is 3 hours away, would be beneficial. And so we're leaving this afternoon, heading to Spokane, so that she can meet her new cancer team tomorrow morning at 7:30 in the morning. And anyway, so that's coming up. Yeah, we talking about Anita with this. She's got several things that'll be going on. Part of course, it'll be meeting the cancer team. the new group, their new team. She'll be doing Zometa, which is for osteoporosis, and part of the cancer treatment. She had osteoporosis anyway, but the chemotherapy made it where it was necessary. The chemotherapy leaches your bones, and so she needed the Zometa to strengthen her bones up again anyway. And then someone said, "I hope that your wife's okay," and she really is. She's doing well as far as we can tell. As far as we can tell. So she's done with chemotherapy and all that. But anyway, so Meta, that will be to strengthen her bones. And then she does something that'll be called Signatera. And that is an experimental thing that they do with her. They take, what I say is they take a boatload of blood. They saved her tumor, her cancer tumor, they saved it. And then once every 3 months right now, they take a boatload of blood out of her and they search her blood looking for signs of her particular tumor's cells. The kind of cancer she has is a kind that it is very likely to spread. If it spreads, it'll be in her liver, lungs, or brain. And they say that and it's very rapid growing cancer. So by the time they find it, it'll be too late. It'll be fourth stage. But this experimental procedure, the Signatera, what they say that'll do is it'll make it where they can find the cancer early. They won't know where it is, but they'll at least know to start looking and maybe find it. Since they know that it's in her body, maybe they'll be able to find it before it's stage 4. That'll be the hope. But right now, she's been doing that Signatera for a year, and so far, they've not found any cancer cells in her bloodstream, and so we're thankful for that. We're praising the Lord. Of course, we're not youngsters, and so something's going to happen someday to either one of us. But my wife, she's the doctor that just retired, the one that she retired, that she's had since she had chemotherapy. He did not. He was not the one who signed Anita up for this experimental Signatera. It was the doctor's assistant that did that. And the doctor, so he's retiring, he's just talking, he's just kind of chatting with us. And he says to my wife, he says, "Now, I personally wouldn't have done that, wouldn't have signed up for it." He said, "Because all it'll do, if they find cancer cells in you, all it'll do is give you a reason to worry. It won't help us out in the treatment. We won't be able to find it any better. It's not like we found it because we know that there's cancer in your blood. We won't know where the cancer is in your body, and it'll take some time, and so it'll just give you a reason to worry." But I always told Anita, that's my wife's style. She likes to face an enemy and shoot him, look him right in the face and shoot him. When we first got married, she'd wake me up in the middle of the night and she'd say, "Marvin, I hear something downstairs. Why don't we go down there and take a gun, go down there and confront it?" And I said, "I don't want to go down there. If there's someone breaking the house, I don't want to go down there." I'm more of the style that what you do is you hole up in a safe place and let them come to you and shoot them when they get there. So just a little bit of a different style in our personalities, how Anita handles things. She wants to look it in the face. If she's got cancer, she wants to know, she wants to deal with it, she wants to fight it right up front like that. I'm just not that. I'd rather wait until I'm dead to find out that I got something wrong. Just two different kind of personalities there. But we are going to Spokane tonight. Going to spend the night in Spokane. We'll leave this afternoon. We want to stick around. We could go to Spokane early and just spend some time in the big city, because Republic here is only 1,000 people. There's not much here, but we love it up here. But I want to stay and wait for the mail. Mail is delivered just afternoon. And because I'm hoping in the mail, I'm supposed to be getting some new they're AirPods Pro 2. And they're supposed to have a hearing aid feature. And my wife and others have been telling me I've needed hearing aids for a long, long time. And I haven't wanted to get them yet. But the AirPods, I use them for other things anyway. And so I thought, well, if and people are used to wearing those sorts of things and having them in their ear all the time. And if the AirPods will work, I'm going to give that a shot. And so they're supposed to be coming in the mail today. So we're going to stick around until the mail comes, and hopefully it'll be in the mail. I know they're being delivered, but it might be that it'll be more in tomorrow's mail than today's. So we're going to wait for that before we head on out. And we've got a couple of other things that are coming in the mail as well before we go. So we'll wait for that to come. Well, something else I wanted to talk about. So yeah, hearing aids. Wanted to mention the hearing aids things and looking for those. Oh, wanted to tell you about my house. So we've been here for a year. Been waiting, and we're going to build a house, and we've been we originally had it scheduled, the builders were going to come last August, but I didn't get, my son and I, we didn't get our foundations done in time. So we had to postpone it, and so we postponed it from August to September, September to October, October to November. November, it gets cold enough here that we postponed it until the first of this year. And so it was supposed to be maybe in February and then maybe the end of March. But I did get a call last week. They were hoping to be here to start building the house yesterday. They weren't here. It was either going to be, they said Sunday or Monday. They could be here in town to start building Sunday or Monday. We are winners either way. That is exactly right. And you know what? The older I get, the more anxious I am to be in heaven. That isn't going to bother me at all. That's really the reward. So anyway, they were Sunday or Monday. But since my wife and I have to be gone today and some of today and most of tomorrow, I was sort of kind of wishing they wouldn't do that anyway. And I know that they get broke down a lot, and the work gets delayed and slowed down, those sorts of things. I know that kind of stuff happens, and so I'm sort of hoping it would be Wednesday. I told people at church yesterday I hope it'll be Wednesday. So this morning though, we're getting ready to leave, and going to be going to Spokane. So I contacted the guys that are building the house, and he said, yeah, we had one of the crew members got sick, and so we had to wait for him to get well before we could leave. And there was one house they're going to build before mine. It takes 2 days to build a house. And he said, so we had to wait for him to leave. They're already gone. They left yesterday. And to the first project, he said, I was going to call you as soon as they got to the first project, the one right before yours. But he said they had a flat tire, and they're alongside the road, right 2 hours away from the project. They with the flat tire, fixing a flat tire right now. And I was thinking, so what they do, these houses, these kits that we're getting, they're all built in Virginia. So, but the crew that is working on our house does most of their work in Idaho, Montana, and Washington. So what they have to do is they have to drive back and forth from Virginia to Washington, to the Northwest, over and over and over. And so it's no wonder their truck breaks down a lot. And it's a newer 3/4 ton Dodge Ram diesel. But since I've been talking to them since August, I know they've replaced the engine in it, and they replaced the transmission in it, and all kinds of things like that. And now today they're fixing a flat tire. Those sorts of things just happen, when you're building, when you're doing things like that, just happen along the way. Anyway, so we're looking forward to a good day wherever you are. I trust that it'll be a great day for you as well.